How long have you used the compost toilet system at the gatherings here?
It began last year in 2007. In the fall was the last time, October 2007. We built the composting toilets. This is the second year that we've been using them.
And is this the second year you've had this festival?
Yes.
So prior to that, you had no control over what was being used.
That's right.
Had you been here before that?
We had not. We had not. Last year was our first year. We happened upon the land and came under our care in the spring of '07, and the festival happened in the fall.
Okay.
Prior to that, they'd been using porta potties, which we were firmly committed to not do again.
We had a lot of experience with that as well. I mean, part of our work elsewhere, because we live a hybrid life between here in Kentucky and Brooklyn, New York. We're both Kentuckians, native Kentuckians, but I do community work, event work, commercial work in theater, film, festivals, parades, and whatnot. And Carrie, as a social justice organizer, brings people together a lot as well. So in traditional festival settings, I've worked a lot with porta potties and with dealing with logistics for events. And so as we started creating the space for events last year, which was continuing this festival and hosting our commitment ceremony, which was another 150 people, and the festival is usually around 300 people, we wanted to make sure that our steps towards investing in the land were longevity steps in building the land. So this was one of those key things we wanted to focus on. So we wanted to pick a location that was accessible to folks, and this is the festival grounds here, where people are mainly gathering. The land gave us a nice drop off here, and in order to to utilize that, what we had read was just in terms of having the height that we needed to make the system set up. And
just in terms of the exterior structure, so it's there are 4 stalls here, and so we have tried to, obviously we're using as much wood and natural materials as we possibly can. The interior structure, it's basically a box, and then it's just regular lid, and then it's going straight into what are some multi-gallon, I'm not sure exactly how big, garbage bins.
Yeah, I'm doing a documentary on compost toilets, so
okay.
I'm just catching people colds coming out and get a candid comment.
Really well put together. It's cool how they could build the outhouses for a whole festival of 300 or however many people we are here, and educate people about compost and waste. And it's really nice. It doesn't smell that bad, you put the shavings on top. I'm really impressed.
Big black bins are full of sawdust,
Okay.
right? And the note there instructs people to use 2 scoops of sawdust. We're just using recycled plastic bottles. 2 scoops of sawdust to cover the waste.
Have you used these toilets?
I have used them twice already.
Twice?
Yeah.
And what comments do you have to make?
They're probably the nicest outhouses I've ever been in my entire life.
And why is that?
Because they're all wood, and they're kind of pretty. They don't smell too bad, and there's some sanitizer in there. There's toilet paper. It's kind of a nice place.
Someone in here.
Have anything you want to say?
It's a beautiful experience. I'm happy to be able to recontribute my waste to this earth.
I lurk around compost toilets, and I'm doing a documentary on them. I just asked people what their opinion was, or if they have any comments.
It works.
Or any comments for improving them.
I haven't been around too many. That one seems to be pretty nice though.
So we've just got the 4 holes set up here, and these are, you can see underneath what's kind of funneling down from the seat are garbage cans.
we've had these 6 smaller ones resting for a year.
Are those from last year?
Those are from last year.
And can we look inside those? Did that shrink that much, or is that all fuller than it was?
It shrank. I think we probably left them at 3/4.
And these 6 containers, are these from one festival?
These are from 2 events of about 150 people each.
So yeah, I just want to poke around in here and see what it looks like down in there. No odor.
No, there is no odor.
It just looks like a container of wood, partially rotted wood shaving is what it looks like. Okay, we've dumped 4 of those in there. That's what it looks like. There is some odor, more so in some than others.
Very little though. Seems
Yeah, it's not bad. There is some odor here, and that's because the contents aren't being covered thoroughly. Right here where I'm walking, I can smell rather strong odor. And the problem is there needs to be a dedicated crew working with this toilet system, and I don't think there is. So if a dedicated crew were here sniffing the air and seeing that there is an odor, they would be adding more cover material to these bins.
I think they're excellent. I think that they make a lot of sense, and I love the little signs in there.
If you could see them improved, what would you recommend?
Oh, actually, I think the toilet seat is back a little far from the from the edge, and so that I find it to be kind of damp often.
This distance right here from the front of the box to the actual toilet seat is incorrect. The ring, front of the ring should be come out flush with the outside edge of the box. The seat is a little high. This distance down here should be a little bit lower, but other than that, let's see here. Got plenty of sawdust. You can see now. You can see the liquid level down in there, and that should all be covered with sawdust. There should be somebody in here checking this 2 or 3 times a day, making sure that that's covered. If it was, there would be no odor. Okay, we emptied those 6 to sit in the back.
We did.
We emptied them, rinsed them, all the water went in here, and this is what it looks like now. We have it covered with clean straw, and I don't see any flies, I don't smell anything. This is material collected in those 6 bins in the back, those blue bins. Were for 2 different gatherings of what, about 150 people each?
Yep.
From a year ago?
From a year ago. So those bins were actually fairly easy to handle for 2 people, and
They were.
there are some problems with them. Those flipping lids are a pain in the ass because they want to flip into the compost.
That's right.
So if we could find bins that size without the lids, or with lids we could just take off, with good handles on top and bottom so they could be dumped into the compost, that would be a big help.
Right.
Also, these bins are really flimsy. They weren't designed for this purpose.
Worry about leaks.
This bin should be smaller, maybe half that size and higher, so this material's piled up higher and not spread out like that. After everything was dumped in here, we used the rake, and we raked it all level, and then we covered it with the straw. The purpose for raking it level is it uses less cover material. If you have a nice flat surface, it's easier to cover. And then now, if there's any food material or anything going in here, that straw will be pulled aside, compost will be dug into, and everything now added to this compost pile should go into, not onto the pile. That's one of the rules of composting. Always put stuff into a compost pile, not onto a compost pile. That way this is the way it looks like all the time.
Yep.
Clean, no flies, no odor, if you follow these simple rules. So let's go find a beer.